Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Glenn. Good morning, Wahita. Wasita? Yeah. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Welcome to our Saturday morning. We're going to be spending the next hour and a half together. And last week we did the breathing exercise towards the end when we were standing up. And so this week we will alternate and we will be doing the QiGong exercise called Jing, YJJ, exchange of, which translates as exchange of the tendon or renewal of the tendon. And it's a mistranslation, as I said many times. It's really not tendon as much as connected tissue. It's really the chi channel going through a body, which are related to the connected tissue. But in any case, we're going to start today and we're going to match the Qigong exercise with massaging of the energy points as well as clearing the energy lines, starting with the fingers. We work all the way to the toes. Okay. All right. So now remember now that I spoke about yoga many times. People tend to think that, oh, here's yoga, here's Tai Chi, and then here's some other practice. In fact, they are all very related. They're all very related. I believe everything came from yoga or yog, which is how it was pronounced in India. It just means mind, body together. So I want you to take this opportunity as you massage your energy points, focus your mind onto your body. I want you to start at the very bottom of your spine, stretch your spine, lean back the upper torso, relax your spine, open that shoulder, and then relax that shoulder. I want you to focus on your left palm, bring up your left hand, identify the fingers and the joints in the fingers. I want you to take your right hand, use the thumb, this part of the thumb, put that on top of the joint, one joint at a time. Massage the front, the left, back to the front, and then to the right. And as you finish one joint, you move on to the next joint. Completely focus on the joint that you're currently massaging, not the one you already done. Okay. And then as you finish one finger, I want you to move to the next finger. And again, one joint at a time, center, left, right. So that's in fact mindfulness. It's one of the four foundations of mindfulness. In this case, it's the mindfulness of the feeling, and in particular, it's the feeling of the body. So this is all about understanding your body, understanding the change in your body. Okay. And then now I want you to move on to the right hand using the left thumb. Again, one finger at a time, one joint at a time. Completely focus on the feeling of the body, observing the change in your body, maintaining essentially the traditional yogic practice, mind, body together. And then now I want you to look at your palms again. And this time we're going to put the palms down and we're going to work on the back of the hand. Again, starting with the right thumb, using the right thumb, massage one finger at a time, one joint at a time. Focus on this front, the left, and the right. Examine the feeling, accept that feeling, whether it's painful or pleasant, and then move on to the next joint and move on to the next finger. All right. So, in fact, we're starting mindfulness meditation already. The entire hour and a half is mindfulness meditation. Now we do the same on the right hand. It's just that when we do the meditation, there's the static and then also the dynamic. Static is when you sit down, standing up, or lying down. And then dynamic is when you're walking or when you're doing exercise. Okay. All right. So now we're going to massage the tip of the fingers. So notice that every finger has a nail. Every nail has two corners. So I want you to kind of squeeze those two corners using the right hand, one finger at a time. Again, completely focus, completely anchor your mind onto the feeling of the body, observing the change. Now I want you to take out your left hand using your right hand, both the thumb and the index finger. Grab your finger and then pull your finger one joint at a time. Completely focus. And then using the left hand on the right fingers. Now I want you to come back to the hand, palm facing down, and then you identify the fingers. Now you're going to look at the back of your hand, and you notice that in between the fingers, in between the bone, there's um, there's like a little valley. So I want you to massage that. And then when they come together at the wrist, there's like two dimple in here. I want you to massage that. Those are energy points. Those are the places where the chi are blocked. Okay, again, using the left thumb on the right hand, identify the fingers in between the fingers, as if there's a valley in between the fingers along the back of the hand. Okay, and then again, as these bones come together to the wrist, there you can identify like two dimple in here. Press down on that. Okay. Now I want you to put your palms together, your fingers together, sit up straight, and then just bring your fingers down, feeling this pressure on your fingers and your wrists. And then come back and we're going to do some finger exercise. Okay. Now this very famous finger exercise is promoted by a retired professor in Taiwan who had a stroke, and he was taught to do this, and he actually was able to recover very quickly. But in general, this exercise is very good in circulating the chi in your body, starting with the extremities, which are the fingers. So I want you to take your thumb and the index finger, put that together and squeeze. Okay, and then I'll take the thumb and the middle fingers and squeeze, the thumb and the ring fingers and squeeze, and then finally the pinky and squeeze. Now come back and put the thumb in the middle of the index finger, not the tip, and squeeze. Second one, squeeze. This looks very simple, but it's actually has proven to be very effective exercise for people who have suffered stroke. And stroke is inflammation. Whether you have stroke or heart attack, it's just inflammation in the vessel, causing the accumulation of cholesterol. Cholesterol is actually your body's way of healing yourself. Okay, and so people tend to blame it on the cholesterol, but in fact, they should really blame it on the inflammation. That's really the root cause. And the inflammation, according to the Chinese tradition, is because the chi is blocked. And if the chi is blocked, it's like the water is not running. So it's rusted, right? Similar. Okay, so now we're going to do some exercise on the tip of the fingers, which has energy points. So I want you to take the 10 fingers, put the tips of the fingers together, and make sure the fingers are nice and straight because you want to feel the vibration. So again, sit up straight and then focus on the tip of the fingers. We're going to tap that 30 times. Get ready, go. Now I want you to put the fingers across those energy points inside the fingers. There are 8 of them. And tap that 30 times. And I want you to put the hands together, one on top of each other. Right hand on top of the left hand, the center of the palm on the back of the hand. And then I want you to kind of put the fingers together. You don't have to squeeze it, just put them together. That way you can massage both the center of the palm, the back of the hand, and then in between the fingers. Now I'll do it the other way. Okay. All right. So now we're ready to explore some of the energy points in the palm of the hand. The palm of the hand is away from the sun, so that's the yin. The back of the hand is facing the sun. That's the yang. Yang means the sun, influenced by the sun. And yin means influenced by the absence of the sun. So when the sun is out, it dominates. The energy is dominated by the sun. When the sun is when the sun is here, when the sun is away from us, then it's dominated by all the other energies, right, from the planets, from the other planets. All right. So I want you to explore your fingers, looking at the palm, understanding that that's the yin, and the middle fingers is the heart. The center fingers is the pericardium, which is also the heart. That's the muscular, the muscle part of the heart. This was associated more with the mental state. And then the thumb is what we associate with the lung. Okay. Now again, these are abstract names, so they include the organs, but they're not just the organs. There's actually energy lines, energy in the body, and I explained many times before. There are 12 of them. Each one of them is active for 2 hours. When I say active, I want you to imagine like the tide, the water, the tide, the wave, and then if you can imagine the wave moving, that's almost like the energy moving. It's not that one energy line is active and then the other one is dormant. That's not the case. It's really that your body is active 24 hours. It's just that there is a wave, right? Like the wave is pushing through. All right. So I had explained this thing before. I think a big part of healthy living, a big part of aging mindfully is to go back basically to when I was a child, 67. So that's 60, 70 years ago, when we lived with the sun, when we lived the sun. So 11 o'clock is the gallbladder, 2 hours, and then 1 o'clock is the liver. And so that's the time when you really want to be sleeping. So don't try to stay up beyond 11 o'clock because you're essentially for 4 hours getting a blood transfusion. That's very important. Okay. Similarly, we can talk more, or you can ask the question on our insight timer, and then I will try to answer it on my Patreon page. Because every time I try to answer something on the insight timer, I get censored, so it's not very a pleasant experience for me. All right. So now I want you to explore these energy lines. And now sometimes it's very hard to identify the energy points. So it seems like it's very easy for me just to go, okay, push down here. But sometimes very confusing for you. Okay. And it's actually just a feel. Okay. All right. So now I want you to explore the energy points along the heart energy line by putting your hands together, forming a V. So you're pressing this piece of muscle together, not the bone. All right. Now I want you to focus on that and tap that 30 times. And when we finish, you will feel a spot where there's a little bit tender. And that's the energy point that we're talking about. Now get ready, 30 times. Okay, so you feel that one spot that's a little bit sore. So just put your thumb on that and massage, and then the other side. And again, this is the energy line that we name after the heart, but as in the mental side. So those of you who have problems sleeping or falling to sleep, um, or that the quality of sleep is not good, then you want to focus on this energy line. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that all the way into the armpit. That's the energy line that we name after the heart. The other energy line that you want to be focused on if you're not getting good sleep is the liver energy line. And we're going to work on that too. A lot of you will sleep for a couple hours, maybe even less, and then wake up 2 o'clock or so, um, 1 o'clock. That's the liver. That is the liver. And all right. So now we're going to move to the other side. The other side is the energy line that we name after the lung. That's a mineral energy line. So this has a lot more to do with just oxygenating your blood. It's actually providing the immunity to your entire system. So we want to put that hand together now, pressing like on, so you can imagine like your thumb is like that little drumstick. So you want to press that together, forming the V. And when I tap that 30 times, and again, completely focus on that, and then after we finish, you would know that there's a spot that's a little bit sore, and that's the energy point. Get ready, go. Okay, you feel that spot? It's right here, and just press on that, and then you press on that. Okay. Now this is the lung. The lung is the one organ in your body that is the what how would I say that uh, that is the least robust, right? That is the least robust. The kidney is the most robust, right? You wouldn't know if your kidney is going bad, but you would know if your lung is going bad, right? You will cough, you would do all kinds of things. So this is a good energy point, maintaining that healthy lung. All right, now we're going to explore the other side, and then the yang side. Now, so you can imagine the yin is what is the energy coming into your body, and the yang is the energy going back into the universe. So this is all about the energy going through your body between the heaven and the earth, right? And so you can imagine that the yang side is like the side that clears the chi, right? So I want to introduce an energy point here called the merging valley. Um, Many of you have problem with high blood pressure, and we talked about that in the past. Half of the problem with high blood pressure is just you don't have enough lung heart capacity. It's not delivering enough oxygen into your body. So if you want to have one part of reducing your blood pressure has to do with clearing your lung energy line, and a good way of doing that is actually to clear the yang side. So here's the energy point. It's called the merging valley. So it's basically a valley, and it's right here. Okay, now, but the way to find it is we go back to the right hand, we fold a hand. You notice that there's a line across. Right here is the energy point associated with the yang side of the heart, which is the small intestine. So you put that on top. Again, we're going to tap that 30 times. And when you finish, you will find a spot that's very a little bit tender or a little bit sore. Get ready, focus, 30 times. Okay. All right. So it's basically right here. So this piece of muscle, put your thumb, it's right there. It's just right there. Okay. You press on that. Now, I mentioned that this energy point, in addition to lowering your blood pressure, is a magical point if you want to relieve pain in your body. And so I might have mentioned that before, but in any case, very often I would get cramps in early part of the morning, almost right before I was getting ready to get up. It's really annoying because that's the time that's the time when I should really be sleeping, getting really good quality sleep before I wake up. And it just I hate it when I get cramp. And so this morning I actually did. And so, and then I remember I taught this energy point. So I said, well, why don't I use it? And I just press on that because my right leg was having cramp. I just press on that, and it relieved the pain. And once you relieve the pain, you just relax, and then the cramp will go away. That's what I did this morning. It's quite often for me. It happened quite often for me. Now the other side, again, folding your hand, seeing this line across on this side, put that on top of your valley, right? Okay, 30 times, focus, and then now you find that you feel that point, just put your thumb on it, right? Just put your thumb on it, pressing on the index finger, press, and you can do some experiment, right? I'm still suffering from frozen shoulder a little bit, and so when I feel pain, I press and the pain go away. All right. There's another energy point that is very good for the shoulder. I'll show you in a minute. Now, We're going to continue to talk about these energy points that will help you lower blood pressure. This is number one. Number two is that you move along, right? Move along this energy line, which we name after the largest intestine, which is on the other side of the bone. So if you locate the top part is the bone, one side is the large intestine, the other side is the lung. So this energy point is very easy to find. You bend your elbow, you use the thumb, just find that piece of that corner where it's a bone, and just right before, and just press down. Okay, so this is the pond at the bend, right? So you have a bend, and then there's a pond. That's it. Now go the other side and press. Okay, all right. So I mentioned I have frozen shoulders. Sometimes it's very painful. And so I find that there's an energy point along the large intestine is very helpful. So back to the bend, measure 4 fingers. Now identify the bone, okay? Identify the bone, and then it's on outside the bone, and then just press in, and that actually relieves my shoulder. See, it's already very nice. Now I let go, and eventually the pain will come back. It's like acupuncture. It's like acupuncture, right? It doesn't solve the problem necessarily, but it gives you relief. Okay, all right. The other side is the same. The other side is the same. So if you locate the bend, 4 fingers, locate the bone outside the bone. Same thing. All right. Okay. Now, the reason it works is because the large intestine energy lines actually goes all the way to the shoulder. It goes all the way to shoulder. So when you have frozen shoulder, it's no different than when you have carpal tunnel, frozen shoulder, um, gout, arthritis. I mentioned stroke and heart attack, cancer, diabetes. It's all related to inflammation. It's just inflammation of different parts of your body. Okay, so if you clear the energy by working on the energy line, doing the right exercise, those pain will go away, right? And so today is really about pain. It's about pain, and it's about chi. um, but qi, I mentioned in the past that there's two ways to write the Chinese word qi. One is just um, the word air and the word grain or rice. It's really about the energy that you create as you consume food and creating the energy in the system. The other one, the traditional way of writing qi is two words. One is uh, lack of or no, and then there's 4 dots in the bottom, which means fire. So chi means lack of fire. Is anti-inflammation. That's what it means. Okay, that's what it means 4,000 years ago. Oh, maybe less. I don't know. All right. So I mentioned one energy point, two energy point. There's a third one that is also very good for lowering blood pressure. Blood pressure. You identified the middle one, the middle fingers. I mentioned this is called the pericardium, the muscle outside the heart. Now you fold your wrist, you measure 3 fingers, and then you just put your thumb here, the rest of the fingers in the back, and you massage that. That's called the inner gate. All right. And then the other one, inner gate. Okay, so those are very good. All right. All right. So now we're gonna okay. Deborah, there's actually quite a few. Okay, there's actually quite a few, and in fact, I actually don't believe that there's one magic or two magic or three magic points. I believe that blood pressure is a systematic problem. It's a symptom that tells you that either your lung heart capacity is inadequate, therefore you're not delivering enough oxygen into your brain, and this is the sensor that tells the heart to increase the workload. Increased workload means increase the pressure. That's half a problem. So I believe that in general, if you just do the exercise that we do here, improve your lung, improve your cardio, it would help with the blood pressure, whether it's high or low. Okay. And the other reason that you have high blood pressure is that you are under stress all the time. Okay, so there are two ways, and I mentioned that in the past. The two simple ways that you know that you're in good health. One is you check the bottom of your feet. If your bottom of your feet is always cold, I don't care what the symptoms are, you're not in good health. The other one I mentioned is you check the inside of your mouth. You see if you have saliva. And because when you're in fight or flight, the first thing it does is turn off your saliva. And the reason why you have inflammation is because you're in fight or flight all the time. You're creating stress hormone. The stress hormone, one of the stress hormones is cortisol. It's a steroid. Its purpose is to reduce inflammation. Okay, but if you are under stress all the time, then you develop what's called the cortisol resistance. Your body is no longer sensitive to cortisol. Same thing with type 2 diabetes. Your body is no longer sensitive to your hormone, and that's why it's not dissolving the glucose, right? Too much of a good thing, right? So I believe that if you learn to meditate, you learn to focus your mind onto your body, so you're not disturbed by your emotions, especially the negative emotions. That will solve your high blood pressure. That will remove that symptom, right? Yoga, right, as is supposed to be practiced, the eight limbs of yoga does a very good job of that, because it's there's breathing exercise, there's meditation exercise. It's just that when it comes to America, we tend to focus just on the body and leotards, right? I can't stop making fun of leotards. Sorry. So, but in any case, Deborah, let me just talk about this. The best way, all right, put your fingers together, find this thumb, put the thumb, find this bum, put the thumb on top of the bum, open the valley, and then press down, but slightly towards the index finger. All right. Now there's another energy point identical to that on the toes, between the big toes and the second toes. That one is associated with the liver. Okay. All right. That's the one. The other one is easy to find, is the pond at the bend. All right. So here's the bend. It's like the river. Right? So chi is like the river running across, and there's a bend. So you push down on that. That's easy to find, right? The third one is also very easy to find. It's just along the center line. You fold your arms, so you find this line that that's the wrist. You measure three fingers, your magical measuring tools, okay? And then you just put your thumb here, put your four fingers here. Now, I don't want you to press it really hard because the artery is going through here. So it's just massage. All right? Got it? Okay. All right. The other way is, since we don't know exactly where the energy points are, sometimes they move anyway. So, for example, when I do chi massage with my mom, I do it with my eyes closed because I don't need to know where they are. I can feel them. They move all the time anyway, right? So a good way of really giving that coverage without knowing exactly where they are is scraping, okay? And Sana, I that's there's no heart attack that mild, okay? There's no such thing as a mild heart attack. A heart attack is a heart attack. That's very serious, okay, Sana? Okay. I hope you um, listen to the doctor. They're going to give you some blood thinner. They're going to give you all kinds of things, and then my advice to you is to change your lifestyle. Okay, heart attack is a lifestyle disease. As in many disease, there is lifestyle. Okay, heart attack. The doctor is going to focus on the cholesterol the same way that they were going to focus on the blood pressure. That's just a symptom. That is just a symptom. Okay, goes and listen to the doctor, but at the same time, be your own prime contractor. Really understand what causes inflammation. Okay, be careful with your food. Be careful with um, your stress and all that. All right, and come to the class. All right, so now we're going to scrape. Now we scrape a scraping tool, right? You can actually get scraping tools. I have a whole bunch of scraping tools. I don't use them. I give it to my friends. I give it to my mom, the elderlies, and because they can't really use the fingers. But since I could use fingers, I use my knuckle, and I would first start with the center line of the inside. Okay, that's the pericardium, and then I would start with the elbow, scrape. There's an energy point here. Move along to this energy point. That I mentioned is important for the high blood pressure. Then I move to the wrist, and then I come back, and then I come back to the elbow. So this is the pericardium. Now I move up, and I locate the top, which like the top of the ridge is the bone. On one side on this side of the bone is the lung. So again, I start with the elbow, move along on the bottom of the bone, and then to the wrist, and then I come back to the elbow. Okay. Now I scrape on the elbow. Okay. And then I work on I scrape on the bone, sorry. And then on the other side of the bone is the large intestine. I start at the elbow, and then to the wrist. Okay, now I straighten out the arm. There's an energy line here called the triple warmer. It's a very important energy line. And I come back. And then I scraped on the back of my hand, the fingers, the thumb, fingers, and then straighten out, okay, the bone, the inside. Now I'm going to work on the energy line that's named after the heart, which is on this side. Scrape. And this particular part, this area right here, you want to actually do that separately because this is the part that help you sleep, okay? And then you scrape and then back. Okay, scraping is very good. Now you can have a scraping tool. You can actually use a scraping tool, or use a comb. Okay, use not a plastic comb, but like a comb that is made of wood or made of bone, and then you just use the back of it and scrape. Okay, it's a I. This is what I do. This is what I do. Okay, whenever I'm resting, watching TV, watching YouTube or whatever, I just scrape, right? And then when you have pain, that's the time to scrape too. When you have carpal tunnel, that's when that's when you do that. Okay, now we're going to do that on the other side, starting with the elbow to the wrist, back, and then one side of the bone. Right? You feel a little bit of electricity actually, and then on top of the bone, the other side of the bone, the other side, and then center line, back of the hand, fingers, thumb, back of the hand. And then inside, okay, again, scrape this part separately. This is the part the pinky comes down at the wrist, about 4 fingers worth. Scrape that part, and then scrape. Okay, now we're going to do some finger exercise. Continue. So you notice that we do a lot with the fingers, right? Starting with the fingertips all the way to the shoulder, because that's what we want to do. We want to clear the tripillaries. These are 12 energy lines are tripillaries. Okay, now we want to open the shoulder, relax the shoulders. 2 steps in the shoulder, right? So actually, it's 2 steps in the spine and in the shoulder. First, with the spine, stretch the spine as if you're pushing your top of the head to the ceiling, and then lean back, and then relax. Okay, 2 parts, right? Now, 2 part on the shoulder. First part, open. Second part, relax. Okay, when you open, you focus on this energy point. When you relax, you focus on this energy point. Now, you point your 10 fingers towards the camera. The 4 fingers are the spring. The thumb is what's holding down the springs. You stretch your arm so that you lock your elbow. You wind up your 4 fingers, but you hold it down with your thumb. Wind it up, but hold it down, and then get ready. 1, back. Wind up your fingers, hold it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so this is very good for carpal tunnel. Very good for carpal tunnel. It clears the energy lines, and so you reduce inflammation, and your chance of getting a recurrent heart attack would reduce. Okay, all right. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I don't advise you to take my advice as their medical advice. That's not who I am. I'm just a guy trying to stay alive and stay healthy. Hopefully, I'm a good example. All right. But if I die before you, I was a bad teacher. All right. Open your shoulder, relax your shoulder. Now, this exercise is very similar, but be sure that we open the shoulder. So this two energy point is the lung energy line. This goes all the way here and then goes into your body. So you want to open that. This is called the gate the cloud. Okay, cloud like the imagine that in the middle. And that San Francisco is very obvious because we're very foggy in the morning, and so the fog is what's lubricating the earth. So the Chinese think of it like that, right? So it's not just that you are oxygenating your blood, but you actually distributing all the nutrients and all the all the all the protective ingredients into your body. So you want to open that, relax. Now, we're going to do some finger exercise again. This is called the lotus hand. Back to the thumb and the middle finger, and we want to press that. Then we want to take the other fingers and we want to stretch that. Then you want to put that on top of your gate to the cloud. You open it again. Back of the hand facing the camera. Get ready. One. Now stretch your finger. Back of the hand facing the camera. Back to the lotus hand, pressing the middle finger and the thumb, stretching the three fingers. Put it on top of your gate to the cloud. Back of the hand facing the camera. Get ready. Two. Stretch out your fingers. Three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, this really creates a circulation, right? So action equal to reaction. So when you go like this, energy is moving towards your fingertips. That's the yang energy going up. Then when it comes back, action reaction is the yin. Okay, it's a very good exercise. Frozen shoulder, carpal tunnel. Those are good. These are good. All right, so now we're going to start to do some tapping of these energy points and then move uh, towards the lower part of our body. Okay, open your shoulder, relax your shoulders, stretch your spine, lean back up the torso, relax your spine. The next thing I want you to do is focus on your forehead. Lean back the forehead so the ears on top of the shoulder. Now focus on the chin, tuck in your chin so the top of the head, this is the energy point right here. This is the very top of your head. This is called the hundred. This is called the hundred meet. This is where all the yang energy comes together. It's facing the earth, the heaven, on top of your central nerve system. Then in front, in back, left, and right, there are four energy points. And so I want you to take your fingers pointing down, put that on top of your head, and tap 30 times. Focus. Get ready. Go. Okay. This also is very good for high blood pressure, but it's also very good for maintaining your cognitive agility, so prevent from having dementia. All right. But before we leave, I want you to learn to massage. And I'm going to be tapping, so I don't want to make a lot of noise, but you can hear me, right? Okay, now I want you to put a thumb on top of this energy point at the temple, massage that a little bit, and then put your fingers so that it covers the entire top part of the skull. Okay, so the center line is called the governing vessel. That's outside of the 12. That's the primary vessel. Then on either side is the energy line that we name after the bladder, and then we name after the gallbladder. So I want you to cover both the side and the top using the not the nail, okay, just the tip, and just give it a good massage to the top, to the back, to the lower part, and then to your neck. Second time, and then third times. Okay. All right. All right. So now we're going to work on tapping this energy. And when I'm done, then I put my mic back on. Okay. But I hope you can hear me just fine. All right. So now this energy point that is part of the gallbladder. This energy point is part of the lung. So open that shoulder, relax the shoulder, taking your right hand, forming the empty hand. So you're actually using air. Okay. Fingers on top, palm in front. Use your left ear. Listen. Wake up, get ready, go. Okay, now the other side, open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, left hand, empty hand, fingers on top. Listen with the right ear, get ready, wake up, continue. Okay, now so this is the lung and the gallbladder. Now we're going to work on the heart. Okay, so this one is very important to give you better sleep. I mentioned this area, and then we're going to come back to this point. But there's a very important energy point is at the armpit. Also, as you move along, this part is very important. So I want you to kind of put your thumb on the inside, the fingers on the outside, and massage this little part. The little part. Now, if it's very soft, like jello, or is it very hard, then either one is not good, right? And I want to massage that. Now we're going to stretch that by putting the elbow on top of the head, so you stretch, right? Then I want you to pinch the upper part of your ear. This is, I'll talk about that in the future. And but I want to make sure that you don't you stretch you point your top of the head to the ceiling, so you're actually stretching this part. Okay. Now you take the right hand, empty hand, you put that in your armpit. There's a very important energy point. And get ready, wake up, continue. And the other side, stretch. You feel the stretching, then you pinch, you sit up straight, left hand, empty hand, put that here. Turn your head to the left, listen with the right ear, wake up, continue. Okay, now open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, stretch up, stretch your spine. Now take out your left hand, lock your elbow, palm at eye level. We're going to work on three energy points here: lung, pericardium, and heart. We do that by taking the right hand, forming the empty hand, wrap it around the elbow, fingers on top, center of the palm on the side. Listen with your left ear, lock your elbow, get ready, empty hand, we go, continue. And the other side, lock, left hand, right ear, get ready, wake up, continue. Okay, so there's one more exercise that we do before we move away from the upper torso. And that's working on the back. On the back. The back has four energy lines that comes up that we name after the bladder. And I believe the bladder and the large intestines are related to detox, right? So that's a modern word. They don't have that in ancient China. And so this is very important. And we call this the mixing the water and fire because the energy points in the back has to do with fire. That's the heart. The energy in here has to do with water, and that's the kidney. And it's like the sun and the water in between is the soil. The soil is your stomach and your splint and everything else. So this is a very good energy point. Okay. Now open your shoulder, stretch, relax. Take your right, now you can actually do this standing up, okay? Now take your right hand, put that as far back as you can. Take your left hand, use the back of the hand, wrap it around on the kidney. Now you need to rotate, okay? Rotate the body. Get ready, go. Okay. All right. So upper body is lung, heart, that's cardio. But cardio in the sense that it's the partnership between the lung and the heart. And then the lower body is more metabolic. Okay? It's the kidney, the liver, the spleen. All right, so we're going to tap the lower part of the body. We're going to start with the inside, that's yin, that's the liver. The opposite of that, outside, is the gallbladder. So liver, gallbladder, stomach, splint, and then the bladder. Okay? All right, one at a time. Now, open your knee. Inside your knee, identify two energy points. Okay? And then get ready. Empty fist 30 times. Second one. Now close your knee. We're going to work on the yang side now. The yang side is the gallbladder. Many of the energy points on the gallbladder is named after the wind. And wind is something you can feel but cannot see or taste or touch. So it's really another way of saying a nerve. Okay. So these two is associated with stroke. Okay. So again, get ready, go. Second one. Okay, now above the knee is 2, below the knee is 3. So, in fact, there's a lot more. I just picked 3 because they're the most common. And so, again, it's on the outside, facing the sun. Notice the knee, bunch of bones. We don't want that. So, as you go down, you find the first cavity, or you start here and you go up and you can't go anymore. Okay, that's the point. All right, on the outside, huh? Okay, ready? Go. Middle. And below. Okay, you feel a little tingling on your toes. It's creating, the chi. Okay. All right. So now we're going to work on the front, which is also yang, facing the sun, but it's in the front, not on the side. So this one we name after the stomach. Come back to the knee. Measure 4 fingers on magic measuring tool. Locate the bone. You're just slightly on the outside of the bone, facing forward. Okay. You ready? This is a very important energy point. You ready? Go. And then measure another 4 fingers. Locate the bone on the outside. You ready? Go. Okay. Now, so this is the stomach. The inside of that is here, is the splint. It's a very important energy line. And so here we have a dimple. Back here, we have something very similar. It's below the knee and kind of in here. Okay. Right here. All right. 30 times. Okay. One more energy point. Locate the angle. Measure 4 fingers. Locate the bone. And this on the south of the bone. Okay. Right here. For the 3 yin mid. We'll come back to this one. This one is so important. You ready? Go. Okay. All right. So now what's remained is the back. There's a very important energy point here. And the way to find it is very simple. So find your calf and just a little on the below the calf. Now put that area on top of your right knee and just kind of massage. And that is very obvious, very sore. Okay. So now you ready? Go. This is a very important energy point as you age. Okay. Because again, hyperpleasure is one thing, but the other one is dementia. This is the second heart. Okay, get ready, go. Okay, let me see. Okay, so now we're gonna massage our toes. Okay, massage your toes. I wanna share something with you. I have two brothers, younger brothers. They're twins, 3 years younger than I. We don't see each other that much, only when we come together to take care of my parents, especially towards the end of my father's life. We saw each other a lot, but after that, we each have our own life. One of my brother has the thing where he can't sleep. He just cannot sleep. Um, he would go to bed around 12. He sleep about hour and a half, and then he wakes up. He wakes up, and then he couldn't go back to sleep until uh, maybe 4 or 5 in the morning when the sun is almost up. So it's always been a problem. I don't force him to learn my practice. It's like religion. It's like religion and politics, right? But I was always concerned about him, but we had a chance to see each other, some really good quality time, and I brought along some help. My brother-in-law, some of you might know, is actually he's my brother-in-law is actually older than me, and so um, he decided that he wanted to be a traditional Chinese doctor, medical doctor. So he went back to school. He's actually just finished his first year of his 4 year training. And so I brought him along. And so he's authority. You know, my brother listened to him. And so he's talked to him, and he says, "Oh, your liver, is has a problem. So if you cannot sleep, it's mainly that your liver is full of fire." Okay. And so he said, I can see it because the liver is associated with the eye, and so he has like, really like, what we call the penders, like the, really dark spot. He says, well, I think you need to really pay attention to that. Try to change your lifestyle or focus. Maybe learn some meditation. You don't have to learn it from your older brother. You can take, learn it from anyone. And so Bill asked him, he says, is there any one part of your body that hurts? And he identified the calf. He identified the calf. Now, in the past, I talked about how the Chinese see the world in terms of five elements. So you cannot sleep because you're full of anxiety and full of energy and all that. And that itself is fire. And the only way that you can promote that fire is with the vegetation of the wood. And that's why it causes problem with your liver. But what supports the wood is the water, right? That's what promotes vegetation. So it's not only stretching out your liver, it's also stretching out your kidney because the kidney is water. So the Chinese, they don't see one thing, they don't see organ, they see the entire energy system. And if you have problem with your liver, it's right here. But the on-off switch is right here. Okay. So pay attention to your calf and um, do some exercise, walking, um, bicycling, meditating. Okay, no, now we're ready to do some um, uh, massage work on our toes. Okay, very important, right? So I mentioned two things, the two indicators that you are in good health or bad health, whether or not you have slivers in your mouth. If your mouth is always dry, that's not good. Or if your feet are cold. All right. So learn to massage your feet. So start with the left, massage the toes. And I call this the neck of the toe. Massage the inside of the toe. And then we're going to massage this area called the, I don't know why it's called a ball, but it's called a ball. Okay. And massage the heel. Massage the heel. Let me see if I can bring it down a bit more. Okay, good. Massage the heel. And now back to a scraping tool. Scrape the inside, the bottom of the feet, the left and the right. Okay. Now we're going to massage this energy point called the gushing spring. This is the beginning of the kidney. So take your thumb, two of them, and just locate the ball area right below that. There's a cavity. One, two, and three. Now start with this. Draw a line between that and the ankle where it crosses the calf. Put some pressure on that. Back to the angle, the back of the angle, put some pressure on that. Okay, now this is the kidney. So now we're going to work on the splint. And so identify the calf, scrape the calf. And then now start with the high point, the bone area, along the calf, first cavity, second cavity, back to the angle. A good old friend, 3-yin knit. Measure 4 fingers, locate the bone on the south side of the bone. Okay. Now remember this energy point here below the knee. From the knee to the 3-yin knit, scrape. Okay. Okay. Now We're going to work on the back of the toes and work between the toes. Like the bones kind of merge. Same way we work on the fingers, right? Okay, so now this one energy point is both important to get good night's sleep, but also lower your blood pressure, which is you open that, you come in here, okay? About two, three fingers, you push down. This is the liver energy line. So if you are like my brother, you wake up between 1 to 3, and you want to massage that. Or if you have a high blood pressure, you want to massage that. Okay, that's the liver. Okay, now there's one thing you can do to help with that liver energy line, which is you bring your toe back, so you stretch this tendon. This is one of the what we call the longevity tendon. Then you scrape that too. Okay, now you remember when we were petting the back and we call that mixing the water and fire? Same exercise for mixing water and fire. This is water, this is fire, this is kidney, this is heart. Put that together 30 times. Okay, get ready, go. Continue. And massage. Okay, now very quickly, I'm going to work on the right foot. Massage the thumb. You should do this every night before you go to sleep. Maybe combine that with your shower. So get a plastic chair, stove, put that inside the shower store, and then so you can massage your feet while you're taking the shower, nice and warm, right? All right, inside the ball area, the knee. Okay, back to the gushing spring. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I forgot to scrape. Okay, and then from that to the angle when it crosses the calf, back of the ankle. Okay, and then now scrape the calf. Calf is very important. I don't mean the calf, I mean the arch. Sorry, I keep saying the calf. It's the arch, okay? Arch. All right, now from here down. 1, further down. 2, all the way to the angle. Measure 4 fingers, press down. From here to the knee, scrape. Okay, and then massage the top part of your feet. I find that if I use this edge, using as a scraping tool, it's good. And then between the fingers, push down. This is the liver, fire, and then massage. And then the longevity tendon, stretch. Right? You feel it, stretch, and then scrape. And then mixing water and fire 30 times. Continue. Okay, all right, so now we're ready to meditate. Now we're ready to meditate. Now, the meditation has a purpose. It's not just, it has many purposes. One is that this particular meditation technique has to do with breathing with your abdominal breathing. So it actually increases your lung capacity, good for high blood pressure. But it's also a way to force your body into the um, um, rest and digest. So also good for your high blood pressure, but also good for reducing your stress, restoring the sensitivity to cortisol. So you're reducing your inflammation all around. The third thing is that we spent hour and a half, hour and 35 minutes now doing what? Clearing the triple arteries, the 12 meridians that runs into your but there's another set of meridians. The primary channel, two of which has to do with your spine, and then like this. So what comes up on your spine is yang, back of the facing the sun. What comes down is yin. So this is really important in terms of circulating that. This technique sometimes is called, well, most of the time it's called microplastic orbit. It's a very old Taoist longevity meditation technique. We do a small variation of that, modification of that, called the wandering dragon chasing the pearl. Okay, but before we do that, we need to put our body into a canonical form called the seven support point sitting posture of the Vajrachara. Long name. Huh? Every spiritual practice does this. We separate the body into seven parts. We think of the body as the bell. So you can imagine that the bell has an energy field around you. The bell has to sit on a pedestal that has to be nice and firm. That's your legs. So if you sit on the chair, it's perfectly fine. Make sure that the bottom of your feet is firmly on the ground. If you sit like I do, whether you do one in front, one on top, both on top, doesn't matter. But make sure that you put pillows and blankets so you're not lifting up your knee. You're not using any muscle. Nice and firm, nice and to support the rest of the body, which is a bell. Your hands need to be rest as well. If you want to do mudra, that's fine, but just rest your hand, not using any muscle. When you use muscle, you're forcing your body into fight or flight, okay? And now the third part is the most important part. I want you to focus on the bottom of your spine. Walk up the spine as if you're this little dragon to the neck, to the top of the head. As you do that, I want you to stretch your upper torso towards the ceiling. Stretch, 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 stretch. Then I want you to lean back, and then I want you to relax. Then you come to your shoulder, you open, review the energy point in front of your shoulder, and you relax. Relax the energy point on top of your shoulder. Then you focus on your forehead, you lean back the forehead, the ears on top of the shoulder. You're not using any muscle. Then you focus on your chin, you tuck in your chin so the 100 meat is on top of the central nervous system. Then you move to your forehead, you relax the forehead. You move between your eyebrow, you relax between your eyebrow. You close your eye, but you don't shut it. You relax your eyelids so you can actually see through your eyelashes. You see your hand, your knee, and the floor. Then finally, you move to the mouth. You inside your mouth, you relax the inside your mouth, relax your jaw. You feel if your inside the mouth is dry or wet. You want it wet. Now you take the tip of the tongue, you put that behind this energy point, which is right between the bottom of your nose and the top of your lip. And inside is basically where the teeth meets the roof of your mouth. You just touch it. You don't press it. So you lift up your tongue and you touch that part with your tip of the tongue. This one serves a couple of purposes. One is that it actually reactivates your saliva gland, forces your body into rest and digest. It open up the throat, so if you have any saliva in your mouth, it flows into your stomach and not into your lungs, so you don't choke on it. And then finally, it's the conductive path between the yang energy line, which we call the guardian, and then also the yin energy lines, which we translate into conception. I explained that last time. Okay, that's the posture. Now we're gonna learn to focus our mind, anchor our mind onto our stomach, anchor our mind onto our belly button. As soon as we feel that we're breathing in, we move the belly button towards the as if we're bringing the belly button on the other side, all the way to the wall. As soon as we know that we're breathing out, we take our belly button and we bring it towards our back. Breathe in, forward, breathe out, backward. You notice that your body follows. So when you bring your belly button forward, the stomach opens, the diaphragm actually pushes down. When you know that you're breathing out, you bring the belly button back, your stomach collapses, your diaphragm is actually pushing up. So let's spend 3 minutes warming up our body, giving it some muscle memory. 3 minutes, focus entirely on your belly button, anchor your mind onto your breath. Relax. Learn to be relaxed and focused at the same time. Examine your mind. Your minds want to use this opportunity to solve all your lifetime problem. Don't let it do that. Just focus on your breath. Okay, we're going to continue. Now, just a warm up exercise, conditioning our body, letting our body having some muscle memory. So just relax and focus on your breathing. You notice that your stomach opens now as you breathe in, and your stomach collapses by itself ever so slightly as you breathe out. Now we're ready to do this practice called the wandering dragon chasing the pearl. I want you to come back to this body, stretch up the torso, lean back, open your shoulder, relax. Check your forehead, make sure that you're not looking down. Make sure that you're not using your neck muscle. So you want to lean back your forehead and then tuck in your chin. Continue to put the tip of the tongue behind your this energy point for the center of being, touching your roof of your mouth, between the teeth and your roof of your mouth. Feel the inside of your mouth. Make sure that it's nice and wet. Now, I want you to focus on the bottom of your spine. As soon as you know that you're breathing in, walk up the spine as if you're this wandering dragon. Walk up the spine until you get to the neck, walk all the way up to the top of the head, but don't stay there. Let your dragon be a wandering dragon. Just keep going as if the dragon is going back into the cloud, its ancestral home. And then as soon as you breathe out, come back. This dragon will come back, starting at the forehead, come down to the bridge of your nose, to the tip of your nose, your chin, comes down all the way down to your belly button, as if the dragon is hibernating in a cave. As soon as you know that you're breathing in, start at the lower back, move up, stretch your spine, stretch until the dragon reaches the top of the head, and then just let it go. As soon as you know that you're breathing out, come back at the forehead. As you come back, as you come down, lean back the upper torso as if you're making room for the dragon. Let the dragon return back into your belly as if the dragon is hibernating in the cave. Okay, so we're going to do that for 7 minutes. And I don't want you to be thinking about anything else but the dragon. And what you find is that the top, your your um, your your head, your brain is a little bit more cool than usual, and your stomach is nice and warm. And this exercise, this one exercise, will do two things. It keeps the saliva in your mouth, making sure that you're in rest and digest, and it circulates the chi in your body so you no longer have cold feet. And a friend who has a minor heart attack, this is actually a very good exercise in addition to everything else. Okay, 7 minutes. You're entirely on your own. As you breathe in, walk up the spine, stretch your spine. As you breathe out, come down from the front, lean back your upper torso, maintaining the posture, maintaining this posture that forces your body into rest and digest. Okay, open your eyes. All right. So always massage, always massage your face. Put your hands together, massage the face, massage the top of your head. Wake up. Okay, wake up this body. Massage the ears, top, middle, and then the back. All right. So we're really running out of time, but I still want to do the Jing. So for those of you who have to leave, feel free to do that. You can watch this on YouTube. But even though we run out of time, I think it's important for me to um, share with you my own experience about Western medicine, and particularly how my father-in-law and my mom, and their relationship with the Western medical doctors. I think Western medicine is a tremendous invention. Its greatest success is to keep unhealthy people alive as long as they can without turning them into healthy people. Think about that. So some of you talk about high blood pressure. Be aware of the medicine that you take for high blood pressure. High blood pressure is just a symptom. So study those medicine depending which one you take. One of them causes persistent coughing. The other one causes persistent swelling. Swelling is particularly bad because it basically blocks your lymph node, okay, your energy line that we name after the splint. So it reduces your immunity. Those of you who have one student mentioned heart attacks, that's related to cholesterol. So doctor will talk about LDL and HDL. Those are actually not cholesterol. They're proteins that carry cholesterol. LDL is a measure of how your body carries cholesterol into your bloodstream, into your vessel. It does that because it wants to heal your body. It wants to heal your body because your blood vessels are inflamed. The reason your blood vessels are inflamed is because it's no longer sensitive to a natural steroid called the cortisol. The reason that is no longer sensitive to cortisol is because you have too much. So you will know that even though you might have a good lifestyle, maybe it's time to think about how you turn on the, um, the rest and digest, and not just turn off the fight or flight. Okay, the two are different. It's like having air conditioning and heater, central heater in your house. Turning off one doesn't do the other. Okay, you have to actually learn how to do rest and digest. So that's what LDL does, is to carry cholesterol into your bloodstream. Now we tend to make a hero of HDL, which is the protein that carries the cholesterol away from the bloodstream, and we like to knock that down. There's been studied that low HDL causes dementia because 80% of your brain and cholesterol. Okay, so trust the doctor, but you know why you have to trust the doctor, because they're your subcontractor, right? If your subcontractor is like your painter and your roofer, why would you employ them? You don't trust them, but you are your prime contractor. You're the only one responsible for your health. Okay, so we're already 9 o'clock. So, but I'm very persistent in doing this exercise with you. This is the Yi Jing Jing exercise. It actually is a good complement to what we just did, because we clear the tribullaries, we clear the primary vessel. Now we want to exercise them. This is, in fact, a very good exercise for longevity, how to age mindfully, because it combines three things. It works on your lung and your heart combination, the cardio. It works on your tendon, right? Your muscle, and then yeah, your muscle, so you're not losing muscle. Okay, it works on your tendon, so it has improves your flexibility. So it's a very short exercise. It comes in 14 forms. So first of all, I want you to put your feet firmly on the ground. We sit like the pine tree. We sit like the bell, we stand like the pine tree. So I want you to grow some roots. Then I want you to rotate your toes inward and then loosening up your knees. So you're actually activating this energy point that I said is so important. This is the second heart. Okay. And so as you age, you want to really good, take care of your calf. Now I want you to open your shoulder and then relax your shoulder. Lean back your forehead, tucking your chin. This first form, called the spirit boosting palm, basically sends a shockwave through your spine all the way to the top of the head. So it won't work if you do this, okay? You have to put the top of the head on top of your central nerve system. Now you take your palm, the center of the palm is facing down, okay, facing down. And you don't put it in front, you don't put it in back, you put it as if you're forming a plane. So when you push down, it sends a shockwave. Now, most important, mind, body together. Focus on the center of your palm. Get ready, go. And then relax, focus on your breath. One breath. Check the inside of your mouth. Two breath. We're maintaining the yin yang balance. As soon as you do an energetic exercise, you want to bring your body from fight or flight back to rest and digest. So paying attention to your breath is equally important. Second time, get ready, go. And then relax back to the breath. One breath, two breath. One last time. Focus, go. And then relax. One breath at a time. Martha, that's very good information. Can you post that on the circle? Thank you so much. All right, now the second one has to do with the thumb. The thumb is both the lung and the large intestine. So you take your thumb, you point it to the hip. Don't touch it. Just raise your hand, forming the energy loop. You roll your fingers, and then you lift up your thumb as if you're lifting up two buckets of water, bending as far back as you can, stretching those two energy lines. And then you relax without lowering your hand, back to the breath. One breath, two breaths. Second time, lift up your thumb, and then relax. One breath, two breaths. One last time, lift up your thumb as if you're lifting up two buckets of water, and then relax. Lower your hand. The third one is called beginner's mind, is the way the baby holds the hand, especially inside the womb, to generate the energy in them. So you put your thumb across, it's actually touching two energy points that has to do with the heart. One is the heart, one is the pericardium. So you put your fingers, the tip of the thumb is below the ring finger. Then you roll your fingers and you hold your thumb really tight and you bend your thumb inward. And then open your hands without lowering them. Relax one breath at a time. Second time, and then relax. Third time, and then relax. Lower your hand one breath at a time. Now we're going to take a deep breath, putting the hands together. Put that below your belly button, non-stop from here to here. This is called the Sea of Chi. This is the center of being. Two very important energy points. This one is when the energy comes into your body when you're inside the womb. And this yang, this is called the yin energy, where the yin and yang meet is right here. Very important. Get ready. Breathe in. Relax. Now put your elbows together. Focus entirely on your back. That's where the gallbladder energy lines are. That's together with the large intestine, the gallbladder. I mean, sorry, the bladder. They're both responsible with the detox. Okay, so I want you to stretch your back and then relax. Back to the breathing. One breath at a time. Two breaths, and then now second time. Focus on your back. Stretch and then relax. One last time. Stretch and then relax. Third one's called top of the head. So you open your shoulder, you bring your fist on top of your head, you open your palm. Then you roll your fist one joint at a time. One, two, lock it with your thumb, open your shoulder, and squeeze. This is very good for your cardio. And then relax. Focus on your breathing. After two breaths, open your shoulder, roll your fist, and squeeze. And then open your fingers. After two breaths, one last time, squeeze. And then open your fingers. Now, next one is called stabbing the shoulder. It's in fact energizing the gallbladder energy lines, which has to do with nerve. Remember that? So you do that open your shoulder. Then imagine you're grabbing a dagger. You point your dagger on your shoulder. So in fact, you're aligning this energy point. This is called the emerging valley with the well on the shoulder. Okay. So grab the dagger, open your shoulder, point the dagger onto your shoulder, and push, stab. You feel the tightness in the back of your neck? Yeah. And then open your hands, relax. One breath, two breaths. Check the inside of your mouth, okay? Check the inside of your mouth. If you don't relax, your mouth will be very dry. You don't want it to be dry. Open your shoulder, stab. Open your fingers, focus on the inside of your mouth. One last time. Open your shoulder, stab. And then open your hand, relax. Next one is our favorite, it's the cross. Okay, so imagine you have two trees on the side. You lock your elbow, you make a big rotation of the wrist. You roll your fist, take a deep breath, and you push. And then relax. Without lowering your hand, focus on your breath. Check the inside of your mouth. Second time, wrist, fist, breath, push. Relax. After two breaths, one last time, wrist, fist, take a deep breath and push. And then relax, focusing on your relaxation. Now, front hanging, lock your elbow, a wall in between, in front. Wrist, roll your fist, take a deep breath and push. And then relax. After two breaths, second time, push. And then relax. After two breaths, last time, roll your wrist, roll your fist, and take a deep breath and push. And then relax. Okay, now the next two has to do with the muscle, especially right here and right here. So this one is your heart, okay? So losing muscle is not good here. Now, we look up, we see this bar across, we'll grab onto the bar, and we do a chin up. And then relax. Pull yourself up. Two breaths, second time. And then relax, focusing on the breathing. Check the inside of your mouth, okay? Make sure that you have plenty of saliva. Third time. And then relax, okay? So it turns out that losing your muscle is the first sign of aging. So you don't want that. Then the next one is like pulling the bow, right? The bow and arrow, or what I call ripping the yellow page. Grab the yellow page and rip. Relax. One breath. Two breath. Rip. One breath. Two breath. One last time. Rip. One breath. Two breath. Okay. Now we're going to swallow. Okay. Collect all your salivas and swallow. Now check your goat stand. So you're actually pointing the toes inward. You're losing your knee. Okay. Now the knee cannot be locked all the way to the end. You put your the back of the hand together. You go down like this without straining up your you still bend your knee. Okay. You look down. Okay. You squeeze your fist 3 times. One, back of the hand. This is important for the kidney energy line. Two, focus on the breathing. Three, focus on the breathing. Flip your hand looking at the center of your palm without standing up. Okay. Bend your knee. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Palm facing forward. Lower your knee. Focus on that big rock and push. Then take a deep breath. And then relax. Completely relax. Focus entirely on the center and the bottom of your feet. One, two, walk back to your seat without losing concentration. Focus on the center of your palm. Feel your seat and you sit down. Maintain the proper sitting procedure. I'm going to sit for 5 minutes. Focus on your breathing. Okay, open your eyes. So we are 16 minutes over time. Monday is a very important holiday. It celebrates the birth of Christ, a great saint, a great Bodhisattva, the Bodhisattva of unconditional love, a man who practiced gratitude, forgiveness, loving kindness, and compassion. I want to take this opportunity to celebrate this birthday, to bring blessing to you and your family using the words of the original Buddha. If you could put your hands together, this is a universal hand gesture symbolizing our gratitude, our humbleness, and our respect to all positive energy. May you be blessed and be free of all animosity and negative energy. Sabi Satam Avaya May you be blessed and be free of all mental suffering. May you and your family be blessed and be free of all physical suffering. May you and your family be protected with loving kindness, compassion, and positive energy. Thank you. Have a great Christmas. Bye bye. 我哋星期一繼續嚇，星期一聖誕節，但係我哋早課唔停㗎嚇。OK，星期一見，拜拜，拜拜，多謝大家。OK，拜拜。